Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing all of my best advice for new Amazon KDP sellers. When you look up how to start Amazon KDP nowadays, it seems like there is so much information, and a lot of this is overwhelming and confusing when you're just starting out. So this is going to be one clear video that teaches everything kind of in chronological order here, so all of KDP makes sense. As usual, I'll explain all of this here on camera, but then I'll take it one step further and switch you over to my computer to show you real examples of all of this. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this video. We do have a lot of ground to cover in this video. I promise to keep it moving at a fast pace, but if you do have any questions that slip by in this video, just let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to help you out. All right, so getting straight into this, the very first thing to understand is the technicalities of how Amazon KDP works. So switching over to the computer here, this is the homepage for Amazon KDP, and the first thing that you would have to do here is either join KDP or sign into your account. So the important things to know about this is that Amazon KDP is 100% free. You don't have to pay to have books uploaded. You don't have to pay any monthly fees or anything like that. And the second thing is that you can sign up for Amazon KDP from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be based in the United States or any specific country. Now, the third and last thing that I'll say about KDP is that there is no application. So you just literally go through the sign up form and then your account is active and you can start uploading books. You don't have to wait to see if they accept you or anything like that. Now, once you've got your Amazon KDP account set up, the next steps are actually creating and uploading your books to Amazon. Now, the important things to know about this is that we create the front cover, which is right here, and the back cover. They're actually in the same file for Amazon KDP, so it looks just like this. And then what gets printed on each page. So a document that looks like this, it's got all of your pages and what's going to get printed on each one. These two files, the cover file and the interior manuscript file, are the only two files that we have to create and we actually upload to Amazon to create our books. Now, once you've created these files, which later in this video, I'll talk a little bit more about how to do that, then the other part of getting your book uploaded to Amazon KDP is setting all the books information. So on your KDP account, when you're uploading your books files, it will have you set all of the books information. So the book's title, subtitle, it'll have your author name here, the description about the book. But this is where we set all of the books information and how much we want to sell that book for. And then once we've submitted all this information to Amazon, they have 3 days to review everything we've submitted, see if there's any typos, see if there's anything they want changed, and they will either approve that book to be live on Amazon or request that we change something and resubmit it again. Now, once that book gets approved, it will be live on Amazon's marketplace with a listing that looks just like this. It has the front cover. They actually split the front and the back so you can see just the front in the listing. It will have the book's title and it will have the book's subtitle all listed up here like a product on Amazon. Now, if you click on one of these, this is what your Amazon KDP's book listing will look like. So your front cover, your back cover, all the information that you set here, the price you set for your book. And if someone likes this book and they buy it, Amazon receives that order, they print it in their book printing facility, they ship it out to the customer and handle all of the customer service for us. What most people don't realize is that we are not involved with any of this process. All we have to do is create the books and upload them to Amazon, and Amazon literally does everything else. Now, as far as how we make money from this, we as the seller, we just get a split of the profit on each one of these sales. Now, a couple other important things that you may not know if you're just starting out in KDP is that every time you make a sale, you get those couple dollars of profit put into your Amazon KDP account, and then once each month, all of those profits automatically get paid out to you. You don't have to request a payout or anything like that. You can set up either to just automatically get direct deposits to your bank or receive a check in the mail. Now, speaking of receiving your payments from Amazon, just know that you don't need to set up an LLC or a business to do this. You can do all of this just with your first and last name as a personal account. So you don't need to have a business bank account or anything like that. You can do all of this personally, and that is absolutely by the books with Amazon. Now, before moving on from this kind of technicality section about Amazon KDP, there are two other things that you probably should know if you're just starting out in KDP that not a lot of people talk about. And the first thing would be if your country or region is not available on the sign up page for Amazon KDP, you can use a marketplace payment service. This would be something like Payoneer. I know there's a couple other ones out there, but they basically give you a bank account that is based in the United States, and then you can receive all of your payments to that bank account and you can transfer that to your local currency afterwards. Now, the last thing that would be really good to know is that once you've got your books approved and published to Amazon KDP, they will stay on the Amazon marketplace forever. There are not many other business models where you can do this, where you can have a product that actually lives on the marketplace forever and doesn't need to be renewed or get a certain amount of sales to stay live. So keep that in mind as we go through the rest of this video. That is a really good opportunity with Amazon right now. All right, so hopefully that covers all the technicalities for Amazon KDP. Let's go ahead and move into the next section. If you have any lingering questions about any of those things, just let me know down in the comments, but let's keep this video moving along. So the next thing to talk about in this video is understanding the business model of Amazon KDP and kind of the long-term mindset and expectations that you should have if you're just starting out as a beginner. Now, the most important thing for your mindset and expectations of Amazon KDP sales can be summed up in just one sentence here. What that is that Amazon Amazon KDP sales are not like a light switch. You don't just upload books and that's like flipping on a light switch and you're going to start getting sales. Rather, the way that I would look at this is that each book that you get uploaded to Amazon KDP is like a fishing line out in the water. And that fishing line is going to catch fish forever. Remember we said when you upload a book to Amazon, it stays on the marketplace forever? Well, each book is like a fishing line out in the water. And the goal here is to get as many fishing lines as we can out in the water, and they're just going to keep catching fish forever. Hopefully that analogy makes sense and you can look at Amazon KDP a little bit differently. But the reason that it works like this is because Amazon is based on search ranking and search traffic. So to show you a quick example of this so it all makes sense, if we go back to these search results, we've searched for relaxing Sudoku puzzle book. Our goal here is to get our book to show up as one of these first couple books on the first page of search results. So that is the ranking part of the equation. We want our book to rank as one of these first few search results. Now the search traffic part of the equation is what people are actually searching for. So what a lot of people don't realize, and I can actually show you this, is that there are a lot of people searching for very specific things on Amazon, more than you would even realize. So for relaxing Sudoku books, there are over 1,600 people per month searching for that on Amazon. That is the steady flow of search traffic that's going to be searching and looking through all of these books that are listed in the search results. So if we can get our book to rank as one of these first few books, that's how many fish are potentially going to be swimming past our fishing line that's in the water every single month. Now, with that being said, this is probably the perfect time to explain the two main strategies for doing Amazon KDP, because if I explain it now, it'll make sense and all of this will come together. So the first strategy, and this is something that a lot of people do, I've done myself over the years, and that is trying to figure out what are the most people searching for on Amazon and then create a book for that, because there are a lot of buyers looking to buy that book. Now, the downside to this is that there are a lot of people competing in that niche, so it's harder to get your book ranked, but if you do get your book ranked, there are a lot of people searching for that every month. Now, the second strategy, and the one that I personally do myself, is looking for all of the book topics where there's still a lot of people searching for that every single month, but it hasn't been overly popularized, so there's not much competition in it. There's not many other people who have made books about that topic, so it makes it very easy for your book to rank on that first page. So to show you a perfect example of this, relaxing Sudoku puzzle book would be one of those low competition, not a whole lot of people searching for. As we saw before, it has 1,600 people per month searching for it, but when you go through the search results, there's really not a whole lot of books that match this. There are a few that have a couple reviews. There's ones that are similar, like mindfulness instead of relaxing, but you're not dealing with massive best-selling books that you have to compete against. Now, on the other hand, if you look up a book type like how to lose weight, this book type has over 70,000 people per month searching for it. So this is one of those topics where there is a ton of traffic searching for it each month. But if you look at the results on Amazon, some of these books have 30,000 reviews. Some of these books are by best-selling authors. It's just going to be a lot harder for you to get your book to rank on the first page if you're not doing a bunch of marketing yourself, or you're not spreading the word to a big existing community, or using paid ads. So those are kind of the two strategies that you have to pick from. Personally, after doing both of them, I go for the low competition book types because it's so much easier. You don't have to do paid ads or marketing. You just find all of those low competition topics and then create the books and upload them to Amazon. So hopefully all of that makes sense. Again, if you have any questions about that, just let me know, but let's keep this video moving forward. All right, so the next important thing to know is that when you upload a book to Amazon KDP, the two most important things are going to be the keywords of your book and your book's cover. So to switch you back to the computer and show you what I'm talking about here, these are the keywords that we're talking about. So relaxing Sudoku puzzle book is what someone is searching for. That's the keywords that they're using. Well, we want to match our book to have those specific keywords. So this primarily is going to be in your book's title and subtitle. So you can see this first book here has relax and Sudoku. That's kind of matching relaxing Sudoku. As you keep scrolling through, you're going to see relaxing Sudoku puzzle book. That's almost a direct match of what someone had searched for. So the reason that keywords are so important is because keywords are telling Amazon where to rank our book. And our goal here is to go through and find what keywords have a good amount of people searching for each month. But when you actually go over to Amazon, there's not many competitors that have created books about it. If you can find these keywords that a lot of people are already searching for each month on Amazon, and you look through the results and figure out that there's not a lot of people that have created books to offer them to buy, those are the specific types of books that you want to be targeting to create and upload to Amazon. Now, the other part of this equation is your book's cover. So coming back to these search results to show you what I'm talking about, think of it like this. Your book's cover is for the buyer, and your book's title with the keywords is for Amazon to make sure that your book shows up for the right searches. Now, as people are scrolling through all of these books available to buy, they are not going straight to the book's title and reading all of the words. They're looking at the book's cover first. So if you don't have a good cover, people are just going to scroll right past it. So you have to make sure that you have a good book cover to stop people in their tracks and actually consider your book then read your title, and then click on it. Now, if you don't have graphic design experience in making these covers, I will put a link to a video down in the description below. It's a free video here on YouTube, but it shows you exactly how I make my personal covers, and you can even download some of my personal templates. That alone should help your book sales a lot. All right, guys, hopefully we're all on the same page. If you guys are enjoying this so far, please just give this video a thumbs up, but let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. So what this next topic is that once you've learned all this once, and you've learned how to do each step and create your book and upload it to Amazon, you then have to create a process that is specific to you so that you can make these books most efficiently. In the very beginning, it's all about just learning each step of this process, how to find the right keywords, how to create your book's cover, how to create the interior of your book, how to upload that to Amazon. But then once you've done that once, we really need to just keep rinsing and repeating this process. My best advice for you and what works really good for me is having a window on my computer and opening multiple tabs so each step has its own tab. Once I finish the one step, I can click the next tab and I have it already open. Something else that I do whenever I'm creating a new process or improving a process is I write each step down in my notes. This way you don't have to spend any time remembering what step is next if you have a new and improved process, and you're never going to skip a step because you have it all right there to reference. Now, moving on from here, the next topic is quick but very important, and that is understanding paid ads and reviews for Amazon KDP books. So the best way that I can explain this is that you will only have to worry about paid ads and getting reviews for your books if you're going after those high competition book topics. So for instance, that book topic of how to lose weight, you can actually pay to have your book shown here on the first page. If it says sponsored, that means someone's paying to have their book there. So you can pay to have your book listed right here. It doesn't guarantee that someone's going to buy it. Again, there's another sponsored section right here. So you can pay to have your book listed here. But the important distinction is that this only applies to going after those high competition keywords to get your books seen. If on the other hand, you're going after the low competition keywords we were talking about before, your book should just naturally show up on the first page and you won't have to pay to have your book listed there. This, in my experience, has been a lot less stressful and you don't have to worry about paying for paid ads. Now, moving on to the next thing that I would say to a new Amazon KDP seller, and that would be in the beginning stages of this business, just try to have as much patience as possible. When you are starting out on Amazon KDP, you are just working to get all of your fishing lines out in the water and get them to show up on the right places on Amazon. The best way I could put this is it feels kind of like you're riding a bike uphill. It's hard, you're not getting much results, and you really have to work at it. But keep in mind, at some point, you are going to start enjoying the downhill ride of that. You're going to be able to coast, fish are going to start biting your lines, you're going to start getting sales, and once you start getting those sales, all of this starts to feel a lot better, and you're going to be kind of self-motivated by that. Whenever someone asks me, how long does it take to start getting sales? I hate to give them a number because it depends on so many different variables. What keywords did you target? How do your covers look? There's a lot more to it than just giving a blanket average. However, I also personally love that when I ask someone a question like this and they just give me some kind of ballpark number that I can kind of wrap my mind around. So I would say a ballpark number that I have seen on average is somewhere around 30 days to start getting your first sales on a book. Now, the fastest I've ever gotten sales totally organically, no paid ads or anything, has been 3 days after getting that book approved and listed on Amazon. But guys, there are a lot of variables here. Just keep in mind, Amazon needs time to actually rank your book on their marketplace and start showing that to the right people. Guys, keeping this video moving along, I've got 2 more pieces of information for new Amazon KDP sellers. The first one is really quick and the second one is really important. So the first one here is that if you start to lose motivation when you are just starting out in Amazon KDP, don't quit too early. My best piece of advice would be literally to step away from Amazon KDP for a month or 2 and then log back into your account and see if you made any sales. Chances are you were just checking every single day and losing motivation because you weren't seeing sales, but your books hadn't had enough time to rank on the marketplace. I've done this several times before to kind of combat burnout, where I step away from a business for a month or 2, I kind of refresh my mind, and then I come back with new energy. That is what I would recommend for Amazon KDP. And just remember, it is kind of a lifetime business. You're getting out all those lines in the water so that you can catch fish for life. Now, as promised, that was the quick one, but now on to the really important one. And this is the last thing in this video. What this is no matter what you do for Amazon KDP, avoid copyright infringement. If you don't know what copyright infringement is, it's basically using something in your book that is owned by someone else. So for instance, that could be using a company's name, a company's logo, a company's product on your book cover or in your book title. It also applies to sports teams names, logos, players, celebrities, songs, movies, TV shows, basically anything that already has a built-up reputation that we would be profiting off of. Copyright infringement is probably the most common reason that Amazon KDP sellers get their accounts shut down. So be super careful on this one. Now, as usual, I don't just tell you the problem and not the solution. So the solution here is to go more general. Create your books about topics like gardening or camping or homesteading. There are so many topics out there that companies and brands and people don't own. So guys, hopefully that all makes makes sense. If anything kind of slipped through, just let me know in the comments. But I am going to put 3 specific videos down in the description below that you can watch from here. The first one is going to be a full step-by-step Amazon KDP tutorial. As we were talking about with that process, that will walk you through the entire process from start to finish. The second video is going to be the specific types of books that have been selling the best for me. So in this video, we talked about Sudoku books as an example, but there's several other book types that I found, and I'll share with you in that video. And the third video is the one showing you how I create my book covers that has those downloadable book cover templates. Guys, I hope this video has been super helpful. If you did enjoy it, please just give it a thumbs up. And as always, if you have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. All right, guys, that's it for this one, but I'll plan to see you all in the next video.